Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Profit Managed channel. Welcome back. Happy Monday, and let's get straight into the weekly update. First and foremost, guys, thank you so much for the birthday wishes that I received today. Um, Thank you guys all for that. Now, let's get straight into the charts, shall we? My goal today is to give you guys some weekly levels that you kind of want to pay attention to. Over the weekend, I've cleaned up a lot of my charts to make things as easy as possible to comprehend to everybody. And I also am gonna give you guys just the levels that you gotta watch out for this week as of right now. Okay, this is going to be a very in-depth video. I'm gonna show you guys a lot of stuff today. So make sure to take obviously what you need from the video. If you need to set some alerts on your chart for specific levels, and of course you may want to do that. But let's just start with the USD dominance chart. So uh, on the weekly time frame, which is going to be the time frame that I'm going to show you guys most of the stuff that I'm going to speak about today. So we are still in my bullish trendline channel. And the reason why this is still bullish is because, well, we are within it. We are in the process to potentially break down and start to make the move to the downside that will of course give us the next leg to the upside in the market. But at this moment right now, yes, you're broken into it, which is good. It's a first step. However, the start of the week seems to be bullish so far. So your first level of resistance is going to be at 8%. Now if you break 8% to the upside, you're likely going to revisit 8.3213. And this is going to be your first area of decent resistance on the USDT dominance chart. Of course, that would imply that the crypto market will see a pullback that may not take out the current low. If you see that in the USDT dominance chart, we break above the area of 8.32% and 8.72 and 9%, which is the upper level of this area, then yes, of course, you're going to be retesting the bearish trendline channel right here. But by doing so, guys, not only will you be making a new all-time high for the USD dominance chart, but you will be starting to step into very serious resistance. So regardless of how you want to look at it, this is very, very bullish for the market after all, right? Because yes, that does imply that you may see a little bit more downside in the market, but at the same time it's just something that, if we have to get it done, let's just do it right now so that we don't have to worry about it in the future. Now, do I think that we will see the series? I don't think. Well, everything can happen, okay, but I don't think that we will see it right now. I think that the highest that we will go will basically to take out the side just to make people get stopped out on their lungs. That is a possibility. But we will see. Okay, we will see. If needed, we will update. Your first level of support happens to be at 7.53 and 5. Now, if you were to break this support, what you want to see is a push to the downside, followed by a potential retrace. Okay, and the continuation to the downside, which of course will fulfill the next leg to the upside in the market. Another thing that could potentially play out is this, where you just break down lower and you then revisit this area right here afterwards in preparation for what? For another leg to the downside. So there's a few ways of how things could potentially play out. I'm going to show you guys another USD dominance chart, okay? Because here we can actually see something a little bit different. So this is not a normal level of support and resistance, okay? What this is an equilibrium zone, which is something that I've taught you guys completely for free on the YouTube under mentorship 2025, but also in the premium, which you guys could always join in the Discord right here. If you guys want to see my portfolio, my coins, how much I've invested in each coin, my entry prices, and you want to get all of my trades and exit signals, then check out the link down below. You can subscribe to our premium group. This is going to be the best deal that you can get right now. The prices will go up very soon. We want to lock in as many people as possible before the old season starts, because once the old season starts, guys, it will be too late and it will be time to sell, not to buy. So make sure to join Profit Manage as soon as possible. Get in, secure your spot, and make this your life-changing cycle. So if you want, that's where you go and find this information. So uh, at this moment, what I see happening over here is what I pretty much warned over the last few videos. So what could potentially happen here? Because we did break above, but we didn't get any candles, which is important. We didn't get any candles through it. Um, I still want to favor, and of course, I'm gonna react based on what the market does. Okay, the idea here is to have a plan, regardless of what then the market ends up doing. Because what this could potentially mean is that we may see the continuation to the downside, followed by a retrace into this area, confirm it as a resistance before we find support down here. Okay. However, if we actually manage to maintain this area between 7.90 and 7.45 and 8%, then yeah, that does end up potentially higher. But then again, it doesn't have to take out this wick right here. This is a bearish trending channel. So if you're new to this concept, again, you can learn it here or you can learn it in the Discord. But what this essentially is a dynamic level of support and resistance. In this case, it's a resistance. So while we may potentially go and retest this area without taking out this high, um, of course, if we break above, then we make a new all-time high, just like I proposed in this chart right here. I'm pretty sure it's the same trendline channel anyway. Well, it's just a trendline here, but you get the point. It's the same story. So what I'm trying to say here for the USD dominance chart, from a weekly perspective at least, is if it breaks up, sure, we could go and not take out this high, or we could definitely do that. But at the end of the day, regardless of how you want to look at it, this is in preparation for a major breakdown on the USD dominance chart, in my opinion, and this will lead to a major bull swing in the market for the altcoins, in my opinion. Okay, I noticed that I did not mention crypto in general. I don't think that Bitcoin will make new all-time highs or whatnot, and even if it does, it won't be as big as of an all-time high that people may have in their mind once the market starts moving. In my opinion, it will not be like that. But anyway, so right now, first level, of course, is let's confirm 8% as a level of resistance and start to break down. That would be the best situation to be in right now. Okay. Now moving on, we got a total 3 minus Solana and BNB. So here you can also see that I've cleaned up a lot. And so far, I think so good. We are holding about the 6.20%. We have retested this trend for the third time. Guys, this is overall holding very nicely. Yes, the market is currently moving down today, but it doesn't really matter because so far we are holding above key levels in the chart. So any pullback, in my opinion, is going to be either a distraction to you guys or another reason to continue buying. It depends on how you're playing this game and if you still have liquidity available to you. But yeah, I'm definitely very bullish, regardless of any shenanigans that we may get in this region, because it could still happen. That's the reality of it. But to the upside, guys, we've got some relative equal highs. We know that there's liquidity right there. There's a trend right here. There's missing third touch, and I expect to see some extreme greed within this region here of pretty much all-time highs for the altcoins. That this is total 3 minus Solana and BNB. I have a few charts that I want to show you guys of this nature. So I'm expecting to see a move up, then potentially afterwards, after mid-April, which you guys can, by the way, follow me on Involio, because I did give you guys a prediction. I said that to me, Chinese New Year, which is tomorrow, February the 17th. I don't know when you guys are going to be seeing this video, but I think that this will lead to a nice move to the upside in the market. I've been saying this for months now, and you can see it all on my Involio. That is at Alex Trades on Involio. You can find a link in the description below to join Involio completely for free. So yeah, I'm still favoring a move to the upside. People will start to think that we'll go significantly higher. I'm expecting to see this move to the upside go for at least mid-April. That is also when we have a new Fed chair. That is where, in my opinion, people will start to believe that we will start to turn on the printers right away and all of that. That's when I think that something very bad will actually impact the market for short term, because I think that we will be a lot more bullish going into the end of the year, Q4 pretty much. Okay, so this is currently what I'm seeing. Moving on to the total two on this specific layout, guys, I have different layouts. If you haven't seen previous videos, which you guys should still do because there is a lot that I covered. I also covered why I think that old season has begun, why this is your ultimate guide. There is a lot, especially for altcoins. There is a lot that you guys may want to watch. Total two, again, we held above the trending channel, which let me make sure that it's perfect. Sometimes it does move a little bit, these trend lines across different time frames. But yeah, there you can see it that we did maintain with this wick, right? We did maintain support over here. So the only thing that I do want to see us doing at this moment would definitely have to be reclaiming. And let me actually turn off the manual for a second. But I do want to see $972 billion reclaimed as a level of support. Right now, it is to be considered resistance. Your first level of support this week is going to be at 907 billion. That is still above the previous low. So that is something that you got to take into consideration, which is not that bad, even if you were to see a push to the downside. If anything, I think that will give the market some better structure before it moves to the upside, in my opinion, because I think that we are making somewhat of a W formation, a double bottom, and it's in the works. I think that any correction over here could be healthy for the market. And of course, if we were to lose 907, my best guess is that we will go down to $797 billion, but that is extremely, extremely good because it is the trend line from COVID that has pretty much created every single cycle from there. Okay, so since inception, that is, of course. Regardless of how you want to look at it, I think that we are stepping into a lot of support in the market. Okay, so whether we go down a little bit or not, it doesn't really matter to me. Next, we got the contrarian layout, just another layout with a few more charts and perspectives. Here we got a total one chart right here, and you can see that we are still holding support overall, and we are in this bullish trending channel. Now, I must say, of course, that we did close weekly candles inside of this region, so this could potentially imply that we may see another push to the downside to around $2.13 trillion. That is definitely a possibility. Currently, your level of resistance actually is for this week $235 trillion. So this would be your resistance at this moment, and this will be your support. If you break above, then we are looking at anywhere between 2.89 to $2.94 trillion as of this particular week. What the beautiful thing is about using my concepts, my trendline channels, my method overall, is that they give you dynamic levels of support and resistances. So you are not fixated on just any specific level, but day by day, week by week, or whatever the time frame that you're using, you know exactly where you can expect to see support and resistance, and you can see pretty much how well they can work. So again, at this moment, the battle is within this region. It's not that big of a deal, but we have to go through it. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to see this week. We kind of want to see the resolution of this area. Next, we got a total two chart, and here we can see that it's pretty much the same exact situation, where you kind of got your current level of resistance being $971 billion. So we'll actually make this red for you guys, and your current level of support is at 871.6 approximately. Let me make sure that it's correct. It'll be a little bit higher than that. Yeah, more like 875 billion. Okay, so this is your current level of support, but as you can see, that will not be taking out this low. Of course, if that is, of course, if we stop right here. If we don't stop right here, we could have a wick fish below this low. So if you're going to be trading this, of course, take into consideration that perhaps place your stop loss in a place that is a little bit more safe. Now, if we lose 875 billion, we will hit 804.5 billion. But that is again a trend from COVID, which is something that you guys, if you have watched the previous videos, you will notice that I've brought this up a lot. That a lot of these different charts have this one thing in common, which is that they are about to approach a trend line that has pretty much given the boost to the market to go significantly higher throughout time. And you can see that this is where we pretty much found a reason to move up. During the bear market, the market didn't really start to launch until we hit the specific trend line. And once we did, that's kind of when we did the nice move to the upside. And now it feels like the market is wanting to recover and going back to the trend line, because that's kind of where it gets its boost from to move to to go significantly higher. So next we got a total three, and the total three, guys. A little bit of a same story, but it's a little bit farther away than most other charts to that COVID-19 trend line. We got the third touch on this specific trend line right here. So I do expect us to actually hold up very nicely here and actually start to recover above this trend line very soon. The thing about the third touches of the trend line is that they tend to create upon the third touch, they tend to create um, a trap before a reversal takes place. So I think that we will very soon start to recover above this particular trend line right here from October 23, which is anchored to August of 24. Um, from here, I think that we will start to see a move to the upside. And it may not be now that we actually end up retesting this trend line. I think that the altcoins have already been damaged so much that they don't necessarily need to do that right now. I think that maybe later down the line, yes, that is actually part of my projection, right? And part of what I was saying earlier in the video, where by mid-April, I think that we may start to see a return back down in preparation of us going much higher. So again, that's kind of what I'm seeing, and so far, so good. Moving on, we got the orders chart right here. My bad, wrong chart. The orders chart right here, and here, what do I see? Let's zoom in. So far we have retested again a lot of support on that wick. Um, I think that honestly speaking, despite the possibility of another correction back down across the board as we are kind of seeing, um, I think that we are headed to for more upside very soon. It's just a matter of time before it actually starts to go higher. Again, that's not me calling for a full blown old season. As much as I would love it, I don't think that that will happen necessarily right now. I think that would be more around Q4. If I'm getting validated on that on that prediction, so be it. My portfolio will definitely be a lot happier. But then again, that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing a reason to push up, but then a reason to perhaps go down, fulfill this C19 trend lines that we are seeing across the board before we actually go and make a major move to the upside. Um, Going into November, where we have the midterms, in my opinion. So it's kind of what I'm seeing at this moment in time, based on what I can see right now, of course. If anything changes, guys, I will let you know, but this is currently what I'm seeing. So moving on, we got Bitcoin, and this is not the best chart that I have for Bitcoin. It's more of a cleaner one. So I'll show you guys more precise ones in my opinion. Um, but yeah, so here we're kind of looking at support of 54.4 and resistance still being around 77.6. Once you break above, then we do have some levels around 87.5. But we have a little bit of room for some trickery in this region. That's kind of the point of me showing you this particular chart. I'll show you guys some more charts that are related to Bitcoin. So next up, we got Solana. Solana, I'm wanting to see another push to the downside to around $78. From there, I'm interested in longing up until $123 approximately. It's kind of what I'm seeing. From there onwards, I think that we may go perhaps a little bit higher or not. It doesn't matter. I'm going to cut my winner right here, because I think that at some point, then we may see the final leg to the downside into $59 or so. Again, this is a projection that I was giving to premium months and months ago. So the reason that I'm shifting bullish down here is because it is overall part of my projection. Now, part of my projection was that we will either bottom as we did right now, or that we will go and fulfill this red rectangle, which is kind of where I would expect the bear market bottom to be forming for Solana this time around. So so far we are holding within my parallel channel. which is good. Could potentially be indicative that the bottom is overall in that we were just see a retrace back down to, before we see a push to the upside. Which of which extent, I don't know. I kind of want to see, for the most part, where we are around April. That's kind of the game plan for me personally. From there, I will reassess. I do not hold any Solana. This is just a trade idea. Okay, with leverage, of course. Moving on, we got the Bitcoin chart right here. So you guys can see that I'm still long on Bitcoin. And I'm in a situation where, of course, my stop loss is at 57.4. If we do end up dropping lower, guys, I will just be longing once again. Probably looks something like this. That is not me saying that we have to go lower. It's just something that, it's not the first time that I longed this region. I actually started longing Bitcoin from 74.3, and I had a stop loss, which was pretty much at my current entry. So I got stopped out, I re-entered, and I think that I want to keep on doing that if I get stopped out again, because I feel like the bottom is either in for now or about to be in. So regardless of what ends up happening, I'm gonna still attempt a long, and if anything, my risk reward ratio gets better and better um, as we progress to the downside at this moment. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Your first level of support is at 64.2 and 61.6. That's kind of your area. Level of resistance is at 74.4 and 73.7. Okay, so this is your current range in which you're expecting Bitcoin to do some trickery, to be honest. Moving on, let's watch another um, total one chart, okay? Because again, I have quite a few. So here, we are in a situation where I feel like an important move is coming this week, and the reason why I can say that is because of my trend lines and the way that they kind of work. You can see that we are so tied within this region right here that inevitably, in my opinion, whether it's this week or next week, I kind of feel like it's this week, to be honest, considering that this is also the week when we have a Chinese New Year, which is tomorrow. Um, I think that we will see some sort of a break out of this current small region which we're in. Okay, which is at 2.37 down to 2.29 approximately. So I'm expecting to see some action this week. I'm expecting to see us potentially going to have that retest that we are kind of seeing across the board as a potential situation, or we will start to move to the upside. But then again, the upside, guys, may be limited. There is a lot of resistance up here, a lot. That's kind of how I was able to expect this region here to be the top. That's kind of where I expected to see a top with Bitcoin, and yeah, that's kind of a situation right now. We are in this weird parallel channel, right? That is a down, which is pointing to a downtrend. Okay, if you look at between this bullish trending channel and this bearish trending channel, well, actually, I should say bearish channels because we have two, so that's how much resistance that we have, especially in this region. We require a big weekly candle to truly get through this area, especially when you consider that the more time passes, the wider the series become. So this could be indicative, guys, that the situation in the crypto market will change over the coming years. Again, this is not the video for that type of topic, but if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments or let me know in the Discord, because there's a lot to say about how things could potentially play out over the course of the next few years. So I'm seeing a tight region, guys. This is like a diamond shape range, which we're currently in. I know there's people that trade that sort of shape, but that is, of course, if we manage to reclaim within this region, guys. Just be aware, because I don't think that any major upside, especially with Bitcoin, will last for too long. I just don't see that right now. Total two. Again, we got this trend line right here retested for the third time. I think that we will reclaim 102. I think that it's going to be looking a lot better for altcoins than for Bitcoin. That's kind of the point here. We got some resistance between 740 and 768. That's kind of the region. Your support is at 580. That will of course will wipe the low, but then again, it's a trend that just had its third touch, so I think that they will kind of reclaim it. Um, the other charts so far, probably one of the most bullish charts out of them all, to be honest. Um, is the one that looks the best. Your current level of support is between 156 billion to 134 billion dollars. We have also liquidated the low from October 10th. We have wiped out another low from August the 5th. So I think that we can start to look up, and the first level of resistance is around $221 billion as of today. Next, we got the Bitcoin dominance, which is currently dropping, but I still wanted to see a drive back up to this trend line just to kind of have the third touch. That's kind of where we can expect to see a trap before the reversal uh, begins. With the Bitcoin dominance, that will of course lead us into an old season. Um, Next, we got Ethereum, still holding the breaker, to be honest. If we were to go lower, guys, it will be the trend from COVID that will miss the third touch, and that's kind of why I want to add to my trade around at around 1600. Um, that would be the region for me to do that, and I think that we will see an all-time high around $7,000, if not even $9,000 this time around. So very, very bullish on the altcoins, guys. More than Bitcoin. I think the Bitcoin cycle may be done as of right now, but we will see about that. Next up, we got a total 3 minus Solana, BNB, XRP, USDT, and USDC. This is a custom chart that I've made. I made a full video. Now I've done this chart from scratch, and it's called Eden Crypto Charts #1, deciphering total three's path towards season 2025-2026. So it was over 8 months ago. You can go and check it. You can see that I've not made one single change, and you can look at the things I was predicting over 8 months ago, and how they played out. So the situation here is as follows. I think that we are inside of a bullish trendline channel. I honestly did want to see the squeeze down to around 191 and 192. We didn't get it just yet, so that is indicative that we may have to go a little bit lower, or we can just do that a little bit later. So what I'm excited to see now is a breakout of this trendline channel right here. We break above it, we all support, and then I think we can retest this bearish trending channel. From there onwards, I think that we may see a top being formed from now. From then, I'm expecting to see a retrace back down to that trend line from C19. And from there, we can continue to go significantly higher, in my personal opinion. Okay, so that's kind of what I feel like is currently going on. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and I'll see you guys later.